it's Patriot Nurse, and in today's segment we're going to be discussing prepping for your vehicle, prepping your car for poop hits the fan and really everyday contingencies in general. I have Jeff Bluvman here with me from ARM Dynamics to be my companion, my cohort, my partner in crime here today. Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
So we really want to have a discussion between ourselves, and hopefully you will find it a benefit too. There's a lot of discussion circulating in the prepping community about what constitutes a bug-out vehicle and what are the things that you need for a bug-out vehicle, and really what should you be doing to prep your car. And I've heard a lot of different things, but we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. The one thing that I would note from my own experiences and what I have seen throughout recent history, especially Hurricane Katrina, gas mileage is a really big deal. It's really nice, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this, Jeff. It's really nice to be able to have tons of functionality with a 4x4 vehicle that has fog lights and all this other stuff, but realistically, I see that most people, they don't really plan and think of what that car is going to get, gas mileage-wise, especially weighted down with all of their stuff. And that they really could have a beautifully high-functioning car that's dead on the side of the road because it really just eats a whole lot of gas. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, one, and two, understand how far you can get with your tank. Some of those vehicles that do have very poor gas mileage, they'll have a large enough tank that you can kind of get away with some of it. However, again, when it's all loaded down and stuff, you got to know how far you can get. Yeah. For example, my car, I can get 350 miles, and I'm getting anywhere from 21 to 28 miles per gallon. Subarus, I love them. But and it's a very capable car. It can do light off-road stuff. But I also know exactly how to pack that car full of stuff.
Right.
I mean, I've moved apartments with that car.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the very least, know how far you can get. And if you've got one of those huge vehicles, you want to probably have some gasoline that's stored so that you can, yeah,
for sure.
And having ethanol in your gasoline will attract moisture, so you need to consider that as well.
Yeah. One thing also that I would recommend for folks, do a drive run and see just how long, from the time the buzzer drops, how long does it take you to pack up that car? How much stuff are you actually able to fit in that car? And also think about how practical is the way that you're packing. It may be wonderful if the first thing you think about is, oh, the guns, we got to get the guns in the car, and then they get buried down at the bottom where you can't get to them when you need them. So just some things here. Have a really good idea of if you're going to bug out, how you're going to pack your car. So just some things here from an ergonomic standpoint, but also from just a human factor standpoint too.
Absolutely. And yeah, the dry run, time it, just like you said. The other thing is it's very, very helpful once you have all that stuff organized, and then you've got your 72-hour kit, which we'll get to in a second, and all these different things. Have at least an empty large backpack or two for all those things that you, oh my God, I do need that, or oh my God, you know what I mean? Having an empty container is a lifesaver. Otherwise, everything winds up in Walmart plastic bags.
Yeah.
And all
and
over
it tears and it goes everywhere.
Yeah, all over the interior of your car.
Yeah.
So having something empty down there too, so that you can stage those other things about, oh, well, the baby formula or something, which should actually be high on your list if you've got kids. Formula, right. But
I'm not a fan of formula. Breast milk is best, readily accessible. Don't have to worry about any stuff. But yeah, watch some of my other videos on that. I don't have many strong.
Which I also agree with.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Another thing to consider here too, like Jeff spoke on earlier, have a 72-hour kit in your car at all times. Very important thing. Not only from, the poop could hit the fan, and I've got to go and get somewhere. Everyday stuff, folks. What happens when, and by the way, your 72-hour kit, you need to have a medical kit in there, a decent medical kit. One of actually the second most beefed up medical kit that I own is in my car. I've got stuff at home, but the biggest thing that I have outside of my home is in my car. You need to be able to deal with a myriad of contingencies, folks. The 72-hour kit is a big part of that because you need to have functions, you need to have options, but also having a medical kit in there is peachy as well. What are your thoughts on that, Jeff?
It's essential. It's essential. And in your medical kit, you should not only have things that can be used as occlusive dressings, ways to stop bleeding, arterial bleeds, and hemorrhaging, but also the boo-boo, nick, scratches, and kind of things, which in
soccer mom kits.
Soccer mom kits, that needs to be part of it as well. I think that we as tactical guys, or whatever you want to call us, have a tendency to have like 8,000 gazillion tourniquets and
Yeah.
combat gauze and all this. And nobody, I'm the only guy that has the boo-boo things when someone's
Yeah.
scraping it. And you know, I got it's a little cut and nobody's got a Band-Aid. So put a
I
Band-Aid
got quick
on it.
clot. I'm ready
Right.
for.
You know,
Oh.
so don't just be prepared for with hemostatic clotting agents, but also have things leading up to that, which are very likely that you're going to need even more so than that.
Yeah.
To varying degrees and whatnot.
Yeah.
And have the ability to treat the wounds
Yeah.
as well, which maybe you
Right.
could talk a little bit more about.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have something to disinfect things with, like an alcohol swipe. Yes, it stings, I know. But realistically, from all of the things that you could possibly keep in your car that would have the most uses at any given amount of time, water. You disinfect stuff with water, folks. You wash out a cut with water. It's okay, I promise. You don't have to have Neosporin with you all the time. Water in your car gives you options, folks. It also gives you time. The last thing that I want to have to fight whenever I am sitting in traffic is dehydration, or when I'm bugging out, or whatever. I don't want to have to deal with that. When you can get dehydrated really fast, folks, sitting on an interstate with your car idling, even if
You're basically in a self-contained oven.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just that the sun's going to be beating down, and you're going to be getting more and more dehydrated.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I keep extra bottles too in my car. I keep the standard issue military canteen, the plastic canteen, because it's easily collapsible. But I also, for my everyday interactions, water interactions, for my everyday carry with water bottles, usually it's a stainless steel. It's a stainless steel water bottle. I also, when I'm not worried about things breaking or freezing, like in the winter, I use glass actually because it's non-reactive, and I think my water tastes better, less metallic, but that's just personal preference. You can keep your water in plastic, although I don't really like the way it tastes after it's been in the sun with lots of chemicals. But water is water. It's going to keep you from getting dehydrated, and it'll give you options for washing stuff off or cleansing cuts, wounds, whatever. It's a good thing. It's just a good thing to keep in there in general.
And then rotate that water. For example, I always have at least 3, 4, 5 gallons from Whole Foods. Actually, you can get a case of six 1-gallon, really nice spring water. Whatever a spring is, what was it, George Carlin or somebody was like, show me a spring. Nobody knows a spring, but
It's
of
at
spring
this
water.
address,
Right.
the treatment facility.
Right. But for like $6, you can get 6 1-gallon good tasting water. Have a couple gallons in there, and then rotate them, because very frequently when you get out and you're like, I am so thirsty, or your friend is so thirsty, hand him one, then you just replace it. So you've got this constant, flow. I wouldn't want to leave that water in there for 3 years.
No.
You got to rotate it. So it does require a little bit of energy, but you'd be surprised how easy it becomes, because it becomes second nature.
Right.
Oh, I got the gallon of water, I'll drink that one today. And then you put a new one in there. So
Right.
it's really not that hard. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
There we go. Well, this has been our discussion today on prepping with your car and thoughts to consider whenever you are envisioning bugging out or prepping with your car in general. So thank you so much, Jeff Loofman. From
Did we talk
Mom
about
Dynamics.
maintenance?
Maintenance?
Car maintenance.
Oh, I guess we should, shouldn't we?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay.
Make sure that you keep your car maintained.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the easiest, most cost-effective ways are, 1, regular checkups, 2, have the oil filter and the oil changed regularly. That's the best way. Talk to any mechanic and they'll tell you
Yeah.
that's the best way to add longevity to your car's life. Have the tires rotated and check the treads, as well as your air pressure. People you should be you absolutely should be checking the air pressure.
Yeah. Did we cover it?
I think so.
I think we did. So, now that we've discussed everything under the sun about cars, thank you guys for being with us today, and thank you, Jeff, from Arm Dynamics, for being here.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
you.
Thank you.
All right, and it's Patriot Nurse signing off, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.